Hello all. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. Let us wait a few minutes to others join. Yeah, I think we can begin now. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar today. And now we shall begin with today's webinar. I'll just share my screen. Just a couple of moments. I hope you able to view my screen. Okay. Uh, so today topics is about how we can make the form entries into CRM via webhooks. So which eventually makes you for no manual entries and all. Yeah, myself Syed Salahuddin, and I will be going to give you a walkthrough on how we can make the form entries automated via the webhooks into your CRM systems. So before going into the walkthrough and all integrations part, let me just quickly walk you through the today's agenda. So we will be start by understanding why integrating the Zoho Forms with Zoho CRM is important for a business perspective. Then we will talk about the native integrations and what it offers and where it has their limitations and all. After that, we will focus on the webhooks and that why they are powerful and when they make more sense than native integrations. We will then move into the live demo, and then I will explain few examples of user use cases in scenarios in like a real life, and then we can have a Q&A sessions, and then we can end our session. Yeah, as first part, yeah. So why does the integration with forms and CRM is important rather than just explaining the business perspective? I would like to mention that let's first understand whenever someone fills out a form, whether it's a contact form or an inquiry form or say registration form, that person is showing interest in your business, right? But by integrating the Zoho forms, I'm just keeping it as Zoho forms over here, but rather you can also assume yourself with the Google Forms or any other forms integrations that you would like of your own. So yeah, by integrating with the Zoho forms with Zoho CRM, you can ensure that leads are captured automatically. That there is no manual data entries, right? And and all customers data like stays centralized in one system that you can visualize or take whenever you want to view as a report and all. So from a business point of view, this means less efforts and fewer errors and better conversion changes. So the main point of view for integrating the forms with your CRM system is to maintain the capturing the leads and eliminating the efforts that you usually spend by manual data entries or like for your sales team and all, and then making the workflows useful which is available within the Zoho CRM and making it more easier responsive. So yeah, the limitations of native integration. So as we are speaking for the webhooks, there is also available the native integration which are available within the CRM and the forms themselves, but they have some limitations and we are going to discuss it now. So Zoho Forms does provide a native integration with Zoho CRM, and it works well for small use cases. Like, however, as business grows, they often face many challenges like limited control over the field mapping, or say only one record can be created at a time. A very basic conditional logic, right? It's difficult to handle in the common workflows. But yeah, for example, what if you want to create a lead and a deal together? But routing the data differently based on the form responses is difficult in the native integration, right? So the and also the validations and all. So that's where the native integration seems to be limited, and we are switching over to the webhook for that cases. But rather than that, if you have simple use case just to get the form entries and all, you can use the native integrations. So yeah, now we will be getting the picture of the webhooks. So as say a webhook is like a real-time communication mechanism, right? As you can see in the picture, that describes a server and a webhook in the mid part, and which is connected to your system. So here's a data entry in the form, and which get routed to the server system, which is your CRM system. So between two applications, like in simple terms, when someone submits a form entry, the webhook immediately sends that data to another system. Here the example is Zoho CRM by via using an API call. So basically, an API call is made up within the webhooks automatically whenever an action is triggered. So this eventually ends up with the like no waiting time and no need of manual triggering, and there is no dependency or scheduling at all needed. That's what the importance of the webhooks are useful. So yeah, a form has been submitted. So yeah, like I, for example, like we say, a form has been submitted here, is sending a data, and it is requesting the webhook that to please immediately send it over to the system, so that there they will receive the data and handle the upcoming processes and all. Yeah. So yeah, a few advantages of the webhooks over to the native integration. I can say that the biggest advantage is the control with the webhooks. So you decide like exactly which data goes where. Like you can apply some conditions and all during the receiving side of the webhooks, and you can create or update your CRM records multiple times based on one receiving part. So once you get the data as a receiver side, then you can able to decide by your own uh, which part you want to be executed depending on the data that you receive. Yeah, so as a business standpoint, this means your CRM behaves exactly according to your internal process, not the other way around, which are basically just pre-built or a pre-component available over there. Yeah. So yeah, here is an like a simple flow diagram of the architecture on how the data are being sent over and all. I guess this is being so technical and all, but don't worry, I will give you a clear walkthrough of the pictures and all. Yeah. So let's quickly understand this. The architecture behind this integration is first user submits a Zoho form. So here's where the form is being submitted, and then triggers a webhook. So once the webhook is being triggered, it gets the data is being sent to the via API calls, which is yeah masked as the webhook. Once it's being submitted, you can decide whatever task you want to do. Here, example, they have create a lead in the CRM, or else also if they would like, they can create a task in the Zoho projects as well. So being after that, once they receive the data, they think of another flow where they can send the email, or else you can send a message in the click itself. So instead of the click, you can think of MS Teams or Slack and all. So yeah, this is a simple picture on how the integration part is being demonstrated and all. So understanding this flow is important because it helps you debug the issues and design better automations. And we will be looking into the bigger picture on how we actually going to integrate and all. Yeah. So yeah, we came to the demo part. So yeah, let me just give a walk. I will be sharing our demo account. First of all, we can go into the CRM. Yeah. So here we can just simply going to create a function. So I am going to create a function called for say webhook demo sample function. This is the display name. You can name whatever you want, and this is the function name, which is actually going to be the triggering part for the webhooks. So you have to be careful naming this function name. You can name whatever you would like, but you should not leave any spaces and all. Either you can use underscore or camel case system. So here I will get forms submitted data. So I will be leaving some underscore for better clarity. Description, if you want, you can write. I will just write receiving data from forms. And then the categories. So this is where you need to be select which category you want. Basically, all these categories dependent for the use cases you are going to be applying. And within the CRM, you can use the category based on your use case. Here we having the use case where we just going to need a simple function which can receive the data and do our process as we need it. So it's going to be a standalone function. And then we will click on the create. So yeah, once created, you can just simply close it for now because we are going to need an webhook URL, which is going to be the main part for a webhook calling. So I'm just going to leave this right here. I'm just going to remember the name webhook sample function. I'm closing it and I'm searching for the function. Here it is. And then I'm going to create the REST APIs. So yeah, REST APIs is the main part which I was talking about, the API calling and all. So here you just need to click on the API key. The API will be generated automatically. You just need to copy it and then save it. Yeah. So I think up to this is clear. And next step, we are going to the Zoho Forms and we are going to create a new form over here. So this is the dashboard. We will be creating a new form. Say contact us page. Contact us page. So it's going to be a new form. And with this, we are going to like use whatever field we can have, like name and phone number, and then email. Yeah, obviously. And then what can I ask for? I can ask for what is your feedback or what is your need to contact. Yeah, you can say reason. You can say. So simple as that. The form is being created with the fields that I required. So if you want to preview, it looks something like this. And we can apply whatever themes we would like. Just apply the theme and then we can move on to the integration part. So now it's time for the integration. As I was telling, the forms does have the native integration. This is the part of it where it does easily enable you to make the connection with the CRM that you have. But instead of the native integration, we are going for the webhooks. So we are searching for the webhooks. So here you can configure your webhook. So this is where the webhook URL is being going to paste. So I just copied earlier, right? So we are going to paste the same over here. And we are going to leave the content type as it is and the authorization type as general. So here where you're going to map the parameters. So whatever field I have created, all being displayed over here. So I can just simply drag and drop and select the fields whichever I want. So name, phone, and then email. The main thing is reason for the contact. First name, number, email, reason. I think we can keep it in the small letters. Okay, yeah. Then we just need to give it a save. So once being saved, you can test the webhook whether it's working fine or not. So this is how the data is going to be sent. So it's a sample data, and we can just click on the run test. So if it's successful, you can able to see the code number 200, and it says the code is success and the function executed successfully. So this is where this part is being, the data is being sent over to the URL. The URL is being in the CRM. So over here in the CRM, you can able to change your function as you want to be, yeah, as you want to have your process. So I'm going to now edit the function over here. So let's say for now we can simply send the data, or yeah, so I can use the send email. I'll just quickly set up the inputs for this. I'll use my own mail ID. For the subject, we can keep output answers. For the message, gotten entries. Attachments, I will not be needing them, so I just remove. And the main part is you are going to add the arguments. So arguments are basically the values that are going to be utilized from the receiving part. So the webhooks will send the data and we will receive over the arguments. So I'm just going to name as the webhook inputs, and I can select the string time and just save. So here you can use the webhook inputs. So this is going to display me, hi there, you got a form entry over here. So once I save this function will be executed as we are expected. So I just close it now. To share your form with others, you can just simply use this perma link, or yeah, or you can also shorten your URL and then you can quickly share this over as well. So wherever you need, you can use this now. Before going to that, you just need to make sure the webhook is being active, like the status is being active. Yeah, you can check that over here. So the status being, so the status is active. Yeah, you can access the form. So this is a page you are going to be see where you can do. But for a better use case, I do have already written a function like with a better use case and functionality reading. So I will quickly show you a recap over there. Yeah. So there is another form I have created just before the sessions being started, which is a website lead capture form. And here, as you can see, I have kept fields for the name, email, phone, company name, and inquiry type. So here, inquiry type is what we are expecting as a business perspective, right? So for say, I'm going to show how the function will be going to be useful. So here you can see we will be getting the web inputs, and once we get the web inputs, I'm going to read the required field over there. So to show the setting over there, these are the webhook configuration for that particular form, and these are the names I have used over there. So exactly these names I'm going to be used for the function calls. So here you can see I have used the names and all. So with the sent message, I can concatenate whatever the information I need, and it will going to display. For example, I say there is a new request for the uh, inquiry for say pricing inquiry or project discussion and all, and then from the name. So the name is concatenated using the first name and last name, and with the inclusion of the email address, and then working in the company. So this all data is being concatenated into this single variable, and then lastly I will send that single variable to the email part. So let me just quickly show you a demo, like how it's being worked. I will type like for sample names John Doe. Names Spikra. Inquiry type as, let's say, pricing inquiry. So once I submit this will trigger the function, and once the function is executed, I can easily get the email to my mail ID. So we will check mail ID. I kept the search over here. Refresh it. Yeah. I think it's being delayed over here. Yeah, we got it. Okay. So here you can see there's a new request for the pricing inquiry from John Doe with inclusion of the email ID and working in Spikra. So these are the data I have submitted over the Zoho form. So yeah, so now you can able to see that I can easily enable the webhook and send over the data. So once this being done, you have another option that for say if I like to have only the inquiries which are having from the what to say, yeah, for the product demo request. So as a developer, I usually goes only for the request with the product demo request. So I would like to have the condition that only the mail with the product demo request should be transferred to me, so that I can view over the user queries and all from the website. So this can be an inclusion over here where you can just going to add any condition like this, and based on the inquiry type you can create your own condition for that. So this is just an like another use case that you can think of from here. Yeah, so that is all for the demo walkthrough. So now we can discuss about how that is being useful and how most common, like most of the things being mistaken over there. So let's say there are many common errors and which can be easily fixable. So most webhooks have like invalid auth token. So this is basically the API calls. So here we have used the API from for the Just a second. Yeah. So here we have used the API for the common purpose now as an open type. So it's being connectivity with the general type. So for the users with the auth2 access, they need to have the API like auth token and all. So there they might face the invalid auth token errors. So that can be easily fixable with the better connectivity and the key access values. And like many webhooks have the invalid JSON formatting mistakes. So you must have to keep better visuals about the API names for the data mapping with your field names. So if they get misspelled or like uh, have some errors over there you might find the mistakes with the JSON formatting. And then missing permissions for the connectivity or uh, the key for the auth tokens and all. So you must have to keep attention to this much of common errors while creating a webhook and making the connectivity. Yeah. So up next, like I say, I'm going to demo like talk about a few use cases that we can handle using the webhooks. So first is the website lead capture. So it's like is the most common use case that we all know. A visitor usually fills out a contact form and a lead is instantly created in the CRM system. So with this webhooks, you can able to easily create a new lead within the your CRM system. Yeah. And then another common use is event registrations. So event forms like can directly create leads or contacts, and we can also tag them under a specific campaign and survey and all. Yeah. So after that, another one is the partner onboarding. So with this, you can able to like create and build applications where you can create records with the custom CRM models with the approval workflows that you have desired of. So another one is the support escalation forms. So with these forms, usually you can handle the critical issue forms like creating the tickets or having the records with the high priority. So you don't have to make manual decisions based on the like user needs. You can just make the workflows which can automate these escalations. And then the multi-form or single form logic. So different forms feeding into a single CRM logic, right? So based on business rules, these are very common, and you can make the multi-form into the single CRM logic. So based on the multi-forms, you can use the single webhook. So you can get and make your conditions just like we discussed using the multiple values that you receive in the webhook site. Yeah. So these are the very common and practical scenarios used by most of us in day-by-day usage. Yeah. And yeah, this is also an important one because when we should not use the webhooks because we should not make it as an overuse, right? So you may not need the webhooks if your form is a very simple one, like there is no condition logic involved or there is no data volume in your use cases. So in that cases, you don't need to have the webhooks. Like I said earlier, you can just use the native integrations. So that way, it can be easier to maintain and perfectly sufficient for your use case. So yeah, this is not to use the book everywhere, but to use them where you think of the complexity of logic in your system. Okay, yeah. So how that's how we come to our end of the session. So we can have the Q&A session over here now. You can post it over the chat. I can review it now. So we are happy to help now. Just wait for a couple of moments over there. I guess there is no questions over here, queries to answer. So yeah, we come to end of our session. So thank you so much for attending today's webinar. And yeah, please feel free to connect with us if you would like to explore other products or require any implementation assistance. So you can find our email ID displayed over here, sales@spikra.com. You can reach out via phone or visit the website as well. And you can also check out our YouTube channel for previous webinar recordings and upcoming sessions. So yeah, once again, thank you for your time, and I hope today's session was helpful for you all. Thank you.